Hi, good day. Welcome to my page. I'm here to share my view on my teaching experience. One, please tell us about yourself. What are your interests and hobbies? My name is Emmanuel Chum. I am a Ghanaian and a mathematics teacher in the senior high school in Ghana. I hold my first degree, Bachelor of Education in Mathematics, and again, I also have a Master of Education in Mathematics. I've been teaching mathematics in the senior high school in Ghana for the past 15 years. And throughout these 15 years, I've gained so much experience and knowledge in the teaching field of mathematics. During my free period, I love to solve extra problems that are outside my syllabus but more related to mathematics and life. Again, I love it more when I have a leisure time. I play table tennis and lawn tennis, watch new movies, and love to read novels. Thank you. Talk about two teaching strategies or methods that you effectively use in your classroom. In my teaching, first, I love students to be in groups. So I use a guided discovery approach. With a guided discovery approach, instead of just telling students the formula, instead of just telling students what to do, I just introduce a topic to them and try and give them the room to work, prove, and find out certain problems or certain solutions they already know. As I know, there is no human being with no knowledge. Everyone has something that he or she knows. So I give students opportunity to prove to me what they know. Some of these findings may be wrong, some may be right, but from whatever they have, we all come together, discuss it, and do the better part if it is wrong, and applaud the better one if it is not. So I give students the opportunity to come up with what they already know by just leading them. Again, I also use the scaffolding method. This is where problems are too complex or too difficult for students to understand. So we try coming down, breaking them into manageable topics. For instance, teaching students equations of a circle. Some students may find it very difficult. So we come down, breaking them, bringing our ideas to equations of a straight line, building a point from there, and yielding positive results in order to achieve the equation of the circle. Tell us about your involvement in extracurricular activities that you could coach or supervise. In my teaching, I've been involved in so many extracurricular activities. One of these main ones include the science and math quiz. In Ghana, the National Science and Math Quiz is one competition every senior high school love to entertain its students with. Students are happy when they get into it and perform well. So as a math teacher, I've been involved in teaching contestants or participants who are involved in the Science and Math Quiz. I train them after school, I train them during vacations, and get involved in even assisting them during the lessons there. Again, I'm also involved in the examination committee of the school. What we do is we plan, design, draw itineraries for examination, print, write question numbers, design questions, and give outlines for examinations in the school. If you have students who are noisy or non-attentive, share ways you regain their attention without interrupting the lesson. I know during any active lesson, anything outside what the teacher is teaching becomes a disturbance to the class. So as students become noisy or non-attentive during lessons, two or three approaches are adapted. That one, I walk to their table. If they're in groups, I walk to their table, put my pen or put a hand on the table to draw their attention from the noise they're making. Again, I also sometimes call students by their names. When a noisy student or a student disturbing is being called by his or her name, it brings the student back to the classroom, wherever the mind is outside the classroom. Because the name is called, the student come back to the classroom with attentiveness. If they are in groups, I also call them by their table numbers. For instance, I can just say, table 5, can you come and help us with this example? If a student is on that table and is disturbing, that student now comes to realize that their table has been mentioned and he or she needs to stop the noise and participate in the discussion. What motivated you to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying. Growing up in our schools, I realized that most of my mates in the senior high school or in the junior high school were afraid of mathematics. For instance, some people did say our math teacher makes mathematics so difficult for us. We don't love mathematics because of our teacher. So with this notion, I just wanted to change the narratives. So in my university days, I applied to do mathematics and as a mathematics teacher to have a difference in the teaching field, to bring something that will make students love mathematics instead of running away from it. So I always develop my strategies where in the classroom I make sure that as my mates were running away from mathematics, my students now will not be running away but will love to be under my lessons whenever it is mathematics time. With this, I've been able to change the narratives of previous students running away from class but now encouraging and participating in mathematics learning. What subjects have you taught and at what ages level? Throughout my 15 years of teaching, I've been a mathematics teacher in the senior high school. And in Ghana, mathematics in the senior high school involves two aspects: the core mathematics, which is now mathematics, and the elective mathematics, which is now additional mathematics. I've been teaching these two subjects in the senior high school in Ghana for the past 15 years. And in Ghana, our senior high school class ranges from 14 to 19 years. How do you prepare to teach lessons and what do your lesson plans include? In preparing to teach a lesson, I first focus on the syllabus, which is the main thing every teacher needs or follow in the classroom. After knowing the syllabus and knowing the topic I'm to teach at a particular time, I now draw the objectives from the syllabus. And out of the objectives, I make sure I involve the students' relevant previous knowledge, what the students previously knew about what I'm come to teach or what they already know that can help in what I'm come to teach. That is, I clear my objectives to them. I plan my teaching and learning materials and activities, and I make sure I have the relevant teaching and learning material that will accompany the possible activities I'm going to perform. Even through the lessons, I make sure that I involve a lot of activities that will make the students get involved. And again, we include assessment, which helps us to know how students have understood or not the topic we'll be treating. At the end of the lesson, a remark is drawn to find out whether the lesson was successfully taught or not. When someone enters your classroom, describe the learning activities in which the students are engaged. In my classroom, one thing you find very common is students sitting in groups. I prefer students in groups or in pairs when teaching because as one student may not understand a point, he or she can consult or confirm from the other colleague or the other student. But there is always a room for discussion and self-tutoring. Students are able to teach each other when one is not able to understand a concept. What methods do you use to evaluate your students' progress? Two main methods of assessing the progress of my students is using the formative and the summative assessment mode. With the formative assessment mode, I do give short quizzes, short exercises while the lesson is ongoing or after each lesson. I try to find out if students understood what was taught in that particular day by giving simple exercises. With the summative assessment, it is given at the end of the semester where students are made to recall what they learned in the semester through an examination. If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you incorporate it into your teaching. Describe any experiences you have with Smartboard. Technology in our field includes using projectors and laptops in projecting what we have to teach. Again, we do use graphic design to design related items for a particular topic. For instance, we can draw a circle with each part being in a 3D form and project this on a table, on a board for students to access. Again, with smart boards are not commonly used in Ghana. So what we do is I've had an experience with a smart board during my university days where I use it in my presentation when I was presenting my thesis for my second semester. Describe the most difficult problem you have had to deal with as a teacher, and how did you resolve this problem? I had a student in first year who was very good, who was very excellent. Throughout the first year, was one of my best students. In the second year, we realized that this student was coming to class. And anytime he comes to class, you can see him being very absent-minded. This becomes a worry to me as a teacher. I try to find out in so many ways whether there is something bothering this student. Throughout my finding, I got to know that this student has some issues in the house, which was just beyond me talking to him. So I involved the school authorities, the assistant headmaster academics, and the school counselor, where the parents were called and certain things were talked with them. The student brought out what was worrying him in the house, and issues were resolved. And in some few days, we got to realize that the student was back and active in class. And at the end of his studies, he got one of the best grades in mathematics for me. Give an example to show that you are a flexible person and that you can make changes to your teaching and methods. During one lesson, after preparing to come to class, I realized that after giving a very short quiz, the students were not able to get the answers or the solutions as I had wanted them or as I had expected from them. This forced me to change what I had already planned. I needed to change my directives, my plans, restructure my discipline, my formula, my activities to involve a different thing, which was able to bring the students back to achieve what we were looking for. Again, I teach more than a class at a time. I go to 3 classes in a day. So what I do is whatever formula or whatever approach I use in one class, this will not automatically fit into another class. So I need to restructure it and be flexible in adapting to new environment whenever I go to a different class. Thank you.